All right, Matthew Oliver here, House of Oliver. I'm so glad that you're joining with us today for this deep and interactive conversation where we're going to talk about meat. I don't know what you're doing, but stop what it is unless it's just listening to this, because listen, watch, get involved, subscribe, like, share, tell the world, scream it from the mountaintops that you are watching House of Oliver's podcast. And I'm here with the one and only Tracy Mendonsa.
In the flesh.
How are you doing?
Good. I was actually told I was coming to be interviewed by Zach Galifianakis on Between the Ferns.
Yeah, that would have been.
Yes.
We have a little greenery here, a little greenery there. Yeah, we can do it.
It's nice.
Pull them up really close.
I think this is better. Yeah.
You know, the last time when I interviewed you and you were running for...
I recall that.
I couldn't say Mendonsa.
Mendonsa.
Yeah.
Well, I've been called a lot worse.
You were okay with it.
During the campaign season, if that was the worst I had to deal with, that was okay.
So I like this for a lot of things. One, you ran for city council. Mm-hmm. You won city council.
I did.
And I'm very grateful you won city council because two of you guys were running.
Yep.
And I didn't really know either one of you. Met you, did an interview with you, talked about it. To be honest, you were coming into the restaurant supporting the other guy I hadn't seen in the restaurant, and I've never seen him back in the restaurant. But you have kind of, I think, single-handedly kept us open.
I think I have a bar stool there.
I mean, I'm going to tell you, you guys have gone, you and your wife and your entire family, to be honest, beautiful family, have gone out of your way to support, encourage. What do you need? How can we help you? We're here for you. Almost like you cared.
Almost. Well, it doesn't do much good. The life cycle of a politician these days, everyone has much longer memories with social media and Facebook. And you can't say something and not expect that to come back and be thrown at you. So if you're going to say you're going to support business, if you're going to say that you're going to check in with the businesses, if you're going to say that you're going to, help them when they need you, and then you don't do that, you'll get checked on that pretty quick.
Yeah, because there are some others that join with you on the city council who say they support businesses that I've never met before. But we'll save that for another day. One of the things I'm really pumped about, excited about, is not just the way you've represented us in the city council, which has been awesome, but the fact that you are, most people might not know this, you are T-Bone Catering.
That's right.
Wait, I want to do it like I'm doing a commercial. T-Bone Catering. I don't know. How come I feel like T-Bone's got to be T-Bone Catering? Bringing our meat to your feet. I don't know.
This restaurant thing doesn't work out.
I should be doing voiceovers.
You have a face for radio.
Thanks. I hate you so much. But we're watching this on video. T-Bone Catering kind of endured the worst of life during COVID.
It's been a rough 18 months.
Yeah. And it took a lot of businesses out. It tried to take your business out because you make so much money as a city council member. Why would you ever want to do any other job?
Yeah, every month I am challenged on where I'm going to spend that $600.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough. And now with almost $5 a gallon gas, it's
you're making my tax dollars are going to support your,
And that's pre-tax. Don't forget. It's $600 pre-tax. So I mean,
big money.
I think your margins in the restaurant business are actually better
than
what
just
I'm
being
making.
a city council member. You just got to work your way on up. Get up to Gavin Newsom's level, and then all of a sudden you can hire your own fire department to protect your places. Your own, you get water. I mean, there's so much you can do.
Well, if I get to that level, whatever I need, I just take from you and other businesses.
But it's true, and it hurts, and it feels right.
It does hurt.
But T-Bone barbecue. So some people might not know this. I'm kind of into food. It's kind of a thing. I love a good food. And also...
You serve good food.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This is like afternoon, and I have not eaten anything all day long. I am so
getting
hungry.
Cranky, Matt?
Yeah, I'm very cranky. That's why we could talk politics. It's going to be good because I'm cranky. So tell me what you brought, because I want to showcase to the world the deliciousness of T-Bone Catering.
So I brought three things, three of our best sellers. Actually, three of the four of our best sellers. I didn't do the pulled pork because it was 16 hours I didn't have.
You weren't totally committed.
Yeah, you know what? I'll pack it up and go home.
I like how that this is 16 hours for pulled pork.
16 hours for pulled pork. I'm not saying you're not worth 16 hours. It's just
last night you were at a city thing. I mean, you had meetings.
Night before that, I was watching a redistricting meeting that went till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
That's
I
exciting.
can't complain. Our commissioners, they did a
T-bone.
yeah.
Catering.
So I brought 3 things tonight. I brought our ribs, which we just recently won the American All-American Rib Cook-Off with.
Nice.
Our award-winning tri-tip, which we've taken a couple awards with, and then our infamous bacon, mac, and pork belly mac and cheese.
Okay, well, you're getting some of that out. Now, I can't do this without a gift for you. Since you brought gifts, I will showcase this. Some people wonder how my wife and we got into opening a wine lounge. And as it started just a wine lounge, and now moved into a full restaurant, full bar, whiskey specialty. But one of the things we used to do is we would make our own wine. And we loved making wine. We were actually gonna buy, oh my eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. We would make our own wine. And so this is our elixir. It's a Zinfandel, 100% Zin from Amador. And this is from an amazing year. So get ready, your mouth. Okay, so now you know I'm a tri-tip guy. We do tri-tip, we slow smoke ours on a Traeger.
When people aren't stealing your Traeger, you do a phenomenal tri-tip.
Thank you. If only, when they stole the Traeger, one of the things I was informed by the police officer was that there's only so much they can do because the state of California, it's got to be over a certain amount of money or else they can't imprison them. And, I wish all of our Roseville members were in favor of imprisoning criminals.
Well, isn't that the purpose? You commit a crime, the justice system.
You do the time.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
T-bone
I
catering.
find it offensive that in my district, where I'm elected, that we've had 3 barbecue thefts over the last year and a half. Yours, Nick's Tacos.
Nick's
had
Tacos,
their egg taken, and we had another one, a small mom and pop business.
Well, because we're really out, there are a lot of people, who need a barbecue, and we're
Apparently.
givers. We are givers. So first, let's
They
do
could
a
just
little,
hire me.
Let's just do a cheer. Ooh, which is what we're here for.
Yes.
Let's do a cheers right here.
Cheers,
my
buddy.
friend.
Thank you for having me on again. Oh, you weren't lying. That's good.
Big, jammy, delicious. Amador, let's see, Ron Bauer's in. Eat your heart out.
Ooh.
This thing will. Never just do it one.
Very nice.
Good. Okay. So T-Bone Catering, tell me what's in front of me right now.
So what you have in front of you is our St. Louis ribs. You've got our Maui seasoned tri-tip and our bacon and pork belly mac and cheese.
So on this rib, what am I looking for?
So you're looking for a little bit of tug. You don't want to lose a tooth, but you don't want the bone to just completely slide out either. You want,
Bone's not sliding out.
Yeah, you want it to stay on the bone, but you don't want to have to fight for it. You should have a little bit of so we season both sides of our ribs. A lot of people don't. We pull the membrane out the back, which should be common knowledge.
All the time. Most people
don't
know.
They don't know, and some people don't season the back of the rib. But people forget that you have the roof of your mouth and your tongue. So
Yeah, and
you're gonna get taste on. Yeah, you're gonna get both sides. So you don't want to just taste the bone. You should taste the meat on both sides.
I am so hungry. This is the chew. I talk to people about it all the time. The chew factor is really important.
It is.
That's the first thing I do. I go in. I don't want to fight for it, and I don't want it to fall right off the bone.
Yeah, should be somewhere between a rib and pulled pork.
Yeah. Just tender, amazing. But what's the seasoning you're putting on this?
So we make our own rub. So we have a competition team as well as the catering service. So we've been competing since 2004. We've been up to the Nugget Rib Cook-Off. We do kit cook-offs in Northern California. We've been to LA. We've done some in Nevada. We've gone as far as Arizona. And so, we really enjoy that. COVID knocked that out. There wasn't a lot of competitions. Yeah, so that's smoked for 4 hours. So what we do is we rub it, and then we baste it with a little bit of our marinade, just so the rub sticks to it. Refrigerate it overnight, put it on the smoker, smoke it. And then the key to this, as well as your tri-tip, you gotta let it rest.
Yeah.
You can't just bring it right out of the heat and throw it on a plate. You gotta let it rest.
No, so important. You can tell by my.
Yeah.
I was committed, and I like ribs because our ribs at House of Oliver are amazing. But I'm going to tell you,
You do that cherry barbecue glaze. It's very
we
nice.
do, and I got people who go cherry barbecue glaze. What is that?
Don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, no, you got to taste it.
Yeah.
It is a house-made cherry barbecue glaze. It's sweeter. This is a much more savory one. House of Oliver's is a little sweeter.
Right.
This is much more savory, but rich in flavor. Like I'm tasting it. It's over here, and I'm still going. I taste it and I go, oh man, I just need a little more. I just need a little more. Okay, yeah, you should probably do it. Yeah.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Okay. All right. And so now, if I hire T-Bones to come out and do my event, we get asked at House of Oliver all the time, will you guys come out and cater our event? Will you cater our event? We don't cater. We can barely, we want to get the food out and make sure people are taken care of and do it on time. So we don't cater. So I tell people, hey, you got to go talk to T-Bone because I want good food, consistent food. Plus, you support our community, you stand up for people, you're fighting for small businesses, fighting for freedoms. But can they get? Are these this rib right here, this style of rib, is this on your catering options?
Yeah, so we do things a little differently than other barbecue places. So we do St. Louis ribs, we do baby back ribs, and we do all beef ribs. So when you order ribs from us, you select which one you want. You know, if you want one of the big dinosaur bone ribs, we can do that for you. If you want baby backs, if you want St. Louis style, everyone's got their own selection. Just like, we can do tri-tip 4 ways. We do brisket 3 ways. We do chicken wings, chicken thighs, chicken breasts, people are dark meat, white meat. So
Pulled pork.
When you go on our website, you want pork, you want loin, do you want a tenderloin, do you want it pulled, do you want shoulder?
Is that it? So when they go on the website,
Pork
you
chop.
can see, good Lord, somebody's mouth is drooling right now.
So you pick the meat and then you pick how you
I
want
like
it
shrimp,
prepped.
shrimp grits, shrimp barbecue, shrimp on barbie, and shrimp dip, shrimp.
That's pretty much what it is. It's pretty much what it is. So you pick the meat, you pick how you want it cooked, and we deliver it that way. And our mac and anything on our sides, we tend to put a protein in it of some sort. Usually pork or beef, but all of our sides are also available to be standalone without meat in them.
So vegan, vegetarian, whatever.
So we can make that same mac and cheese without the bacon and pork shoulder. We can do our asparagus. That's
Why
not
would you
wrapped.
do that?
Why would you do that?
Why would you ever
It pains
do
me
that?
to make those. It does. But as I'm making it, I feel like, I forgot an ingredient. But it's what the customer wants.
Yeah, you're willing to do what the customer
I'm willing
needs.
to do it. It hurts me, but I'm willing to do it for the customer. And then also, we do the gluten, because some people have that too, so we have to keep that in mind.
I love gluten. I rub gluten on me, on my body someday. Just a lot of gluten.
Tightens your skin.
I'm into gluten. Okay, so talk to me about this tri-tip. Now, at House of Oliver, we slow smoke our tri-tip on the Traeger.
I was worried about bringing it today because I know you make tri-tip, but you make ribs too.
But that rib was amazing. But I like it because it's different than our ribs. And the one thing I like about House of Oliver, you can see our smoke ring on the tri-tip. Already here, I can see and tell. But you said this is a Maui rub. Do you get a Hawaiian just to rub all over?
So we hire a really big guy.
I don't want to. So gross.
No, so it's we use pineapple juice. We use some of the different salts and seasonings that you find on the different islands, and then we that's the top rub, and then our marinade is a fruit-based marinade. So some people
definitely taste some of that tropical flavors.
Well, a lot of people use barbecue sauce, and that's filled with sugar and molasses and things like that. So what we do in our meat is we use natural sugars, the sugar that comes from the actual juice.
I don't feel good about eating in front of you. You need to cut some and put it in front of you. Come on. You got to join in.
I'm just enjoying, I'm trying to make sure you're fed so that the questions you ask me don't come from a hangry place.
Well, and they would have. I'm going to get more napkins because I feel this is very important. This is like a picnic. If you're joining in with us, I just say thank you because Tracy, right now you're kicking this business back off. You went into a level of hibernation. COVID was going on. You just got elected to the city. You've got a family. You're doing what needs to be done right here.
Well, we had to make a choice. So last year, we're a small business, and much like many of our listeners, we could have fought through the pandemic. We could have tried to, get the loans and, try to make it work and everything. And as an elected official, I wear 2 hats. As a business owner and that I'm elected, I had to make a choice. Do I keep my business open, for 1 or 2 jobs here or there? or do I take the resources I have and the time I would have allotted to open that business and spread that out amongst other small businesses to keep them open? I don't have a storefront. People like you, people like Randy and Lisa Peters, people like Brian Bennett, Chef Q, all these places, they do catering, but they have a storefront. Yeah. And people forget that, getting to-go orders is great, but really these workers need interaction. They need to see people, and so going to support those people in person is really what those businesses need. And so we made that choice, so we basically closed down for a year, and now we're kickstarting it again.
I don't even know how you operate when people aren't doing gatherings. They're not out there doing these third-party gatherings. They're not doing weddings. They're not doing bar mitzvahs. They're not doing family reunions and corporate gatherings. A lot of things were corporate. Yeah. And even though at House of Oliver, where we stayed open and we fought for your rights, we still had slow days, dead days, non-days, and we were freaking out, still kind of freaking out at days.
Yeah.
But just now people are starting, right? I mean, we're seeing it over at Oliver's in Lincoln. We have a beautiful event space. And people are booking their parties, their class reunions, their weddings. We have people celebrating, their 60th birthday 2 years later.
Right.
Because they couldn't get together. They couldn't hang out. Are you starting to see people coming out? And
so we're starting to get more requests since the new year. But one thing last year that my wife and I are really proud of is even though we weren't open, we continued to do the things for the nonprofits that we did.
Wow.
So, we were delivering food to our dispatchers and our fire departments. We were, helping out with the various charities because we made those commitments pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
And even though they weren't gathering, they still needed raffle prizes. They still needed, orders to go. So we found a way, through our commercial kitchen, we keep our employees busy, by doing takeout, even though we weren't gathering in person. So, it's like anything else. If you want to get it done, you got to be creative.
The cheese level on this mac and cheese is ridiculous. I mean, I hate it when I get a mac and cheese and it doesn't taste cheesy. You
need to add this to your menu.
I'm telling you right now. Bacon, like we do mac and cheeses. We do all three concepts, but this is ridiculous. So at what time does the bacon go into it?
So we put the bacon in the beginning, and then next to this, so we smoke this too. This is smoked for an hour.
Wow, so I can't stop.
We introduced the bacon, and then the pork shoulder, the pork belly, and then the thick cut bacon actually smokes next to this in a pan. And then we bring it all together in the end.
This is so good. And again, cheesy. I like the bacon infused flavor. How can you not like bacon?
And this is the second layer of our barbecue nachos.
Oh, now do tell.
So we toast Hawaiian rolls to make them crisp instead of just regular tortilla chips. We use that for the chips. This is the second layer. Then we do a layer of pork. Then we do another layer of this, and then we do a layer of brisket, and then we top it with pulled pork.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's like a party tray.
It's a heart attack.
That they can order at any point in time and enjoy and dive into. I mean, this is amazing. So when they go to your website, does it just have all these options listed? Pricing or all of it?
It's
super
there.
Easy.
We'll do anything from 10 people and up.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't have to be 100 to qualify.
No. And we do home delivery. We don't charge for delivery.
Wow.
We're really
Super Bowl or
we're getting a lot of Super Bowl work right now. Wow. And if the Niners end up pulling it off this week, I think we're going to get a lot more work.
Oh, damn. I'm a messy eater. I can't help it. Stuff's so good. So, City of Roseville. You've been in there now
over a year.
Yeah, over a year. Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
What is one of the biggest things facing the City of Roseville right now? What are pros, cons, good, bad, up, down? What are some of the things you guys are tackling that are kind of a big deal?
So holistically, from a city level, and then I'll get down granular to a district level.
These are really big words. Yeah. I love it.
We're battling like every other city our size. We have homelessness. We've got businesses that we need to continue to bring these businesses in. Economic development is going to be huge for us.
And Roseville's it's growing. I mean, we have a whole huge area growing. New. Businesses going in, tons of new development. One of the things that I hear a lot, though, about is, and we talked about it right here, is the robberies. Galleria Mall is right here. Mm-hmm. It's experienced robberies. It's experienced people going in. What is the city doing to combat it when you're hamstrung by the government, the statewide level?
So we took a multi-layered approach when we started seeing the attacks that were going on in different parts of the state. Our Roseville Police Department has been very proactive, and we've seen this before with different riot activity over the years. We've seen threats to our mall and our retail establishments. So it wasn't like we had to rewrite the book on this, but we did have to tweak it a little bit. So, we saturated the mall. The Westfield is a tremendous partner. The management over there, they saw what was going on. They were very proactive. They worked with us. At any given time, we had non-uniformed officers, uniformed.
And did you guys feel like, especially during the last holiday season, you guys were really able to keep the crime rate down?
From what we heard, the crime rate was consistent with what it would have been, in any other year. We didn't see the uptick and the smash and grabs.
Sure.
We have had that in the past, but we didn't see that this time around.
Wow.
And people felt comfortable shopping in the mall. And that's really what's important to us, because that Galleria is an economic generator for us. We as a city, we rely on the sales tax revenue from that mall. So when people don't feel safe, they don't shop there, they don't eat there, they don't play there, that impacts everything we do as a city. So it's extremely important that we create an environment that people want to be in, that they want to come to a destination, if you will. And Westfield's continuing to develop that. We've got the new theater that's been open now for a little over 2 months.
Yeah, it's
killing
huge.
it. They're smashing it in there.
I haven't been to it yet, but I haven't really gone out and seen a movie. I'm so afraid. I just feel like now I'm like you a little bit, though, pouring so much back in the community, wanting to be involved. I've enjoyed and one of the things I've enjoyed in the last 2 years is getting back into my community, getting to know my community. And the idea of sitting in front of a movie screen for 2 hours, or the new Batman they're saying is 3 hours long.
I heard that. No, so I haven't been to a movie since 2020.
Wow,
and
yeah.
My family and I, we went to saw Sing 2 2 weeks ago. The girls wanted to see it. I wanted to check out the theater. So we went, and they got the reclining seats.
Yes.
If it had been a boring movie, I would have fallen asleep.
I have heard great things about Sing 2.
Great movie. And the whole experience was great. You walk through the mall, you get to the theater. It felt
right.
so good to be out.
Yeah.
You're amongst other people.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll try it out.
Do it.
You've convinced me. So you guys you've helped do that. I know right now in the greater county level, they're looking at homelessness, how to address homelessness, what to do. And right now they're talking about the idea of possibly putting in a homeless housing development right in North Sunrise. They're going to take an existing hotel. They're going to purchase it, turn it into a homeless encampment or homeless shelter. And we're talking, this is right down the street from the Auto Mall. This is right down the street from a water park with hundreds, if not thousands of kids. This is right in the same parking lot as a sports bar, as a liquor store. I mean, what kind of role does the city have in input in something that the county's looking at doing?
So it's the Hampton Inn on the corner of Douglas and Sunrise there, next to the IHOP. And what they're proposing is what they call a project room key type of scenario. So it will help us, because the state imposes on us there are certain restrictions that we have to provide so much availability for homelessness, and they call arena numbers. So this will help towards that. But what the challenge here is, this is a county project. It's not a city project. I want people to understand that. So the county is the one, seeking the funding. They're the one that's going to be, spending the money. They just went out,
but they still need city approval,
site. They do,
don't they?
Well, I don't necessarily need approval. I think they would like us to be on board with it. And we have a homelessness task force here in Roseville that's toured that property. And I think everyone likes the concept, but might not be in love with the location.
Well, here's, I guess, the question. There are tiers of homelessness. There's types of homelessness. What are kind of some of the benchmarks or things that they have to accomplish to be able to qualify for like that kind of housing?
So they would get state funding. This Project Room Key, the individual, and that money would go towards basically the room or
But let's say I'm homeless. How do I get in? Do I just come up and be like, hey, I want a room?
There's a process you would go through, like anything else. Like a veterans would go through the VA. There are resources that reach out to our homeless community, and they would be able to seek that out. And there's a qualification process, obviously, for that.
I guess that's where people get confused is what is a qualification process? And I know we probably don't know right now because they're still in the vetting of just, is this a good idea? But, if we're having people who have to be clean, have to be sober, getting in, going, and I say that as I enjoy this delicious glass of wine. But, if we're putting some qualifications on it, this is something I can get behind because I want people who want to make a change. Just like I feel like you've helped us out, I want to help people out. As a pastor, I want to help people out. Mm-hmm. I'm all into that. But there are some people who don't want help. They want to abuse the system, take advantage of the system. And there are also just not good people in the area. And I don't know that I want them there. So I guess the question is, how do we speak into the qualification process?
So you got to look at it. There's 3 buckets basically here.
You've got bucket tests.
Buckets. So you've got the people, the families, the single mothers, the single fathers, individual homelessness that you can't just slap a label of homelessness and have it apply to everybody. You've got multiple levels. So you've got those people that, they were already one paycheck away from being out on the street. The pandemic hits, now they're homeless. You've got chronic homelessness.
Thank you, Governor Newsom.
Right.
Now I'm homeless.
High taxes, everything else. But what people forget is there's an element of our homeless community, not just here in Roseville, but throughout the country, what they consider chronic homeless.
Yep.
These are people that no matter how much you throw at them, no matter what resources you give them, they want to live on the streets. That's
I feel
their
like that's
area.
My daughter.
Yeah,
right now. She's just, never mind.
So, it's not that they're ungrateful. It's not that they're trying to be difficult. They just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
But that's not the majority. And the other bucket is we've got homeless veterans walking the street, which is a soft spot in my heart.
Tell me why.
Well, I come from a military family.
Yeah.
And with the programs the VA has, if we can find and identify these veterans, it's simple to get them back into the VA system, run their ID, find out, it's easier to hook them with resources because of the federal government link. So that's like low-hanging fruit. If we can identify the veterans and get them on a path, and then we've got the other people, the families and the other people that really do want the help.
Yeah.
But we have no place to put them.
Yeah.
And this is where places like Project Room Key, the proposed,
I think it's
Campus of Hope,
Yeah.
These are areas where they just need a hand up, not a hand out.
I'm going to use every napkin I can find. This is what I like about barbecue. You just eat. I'm
it should be all over your face.
Well, and I have a lot of napkins.
Look at those bones.
Dude, these are good.
Good Lord.
This was good. You keep talking, I keep eating. That's what I do. But I just realized I took like the stack of napkins. I was like, clean this off. This was good. So I love that because that is where this comes into play. And we need answers. One of my things, my wife is British, and mental health is a big issue. And in America, we don't really have the resources for those struggling with mental health like they do in Europe. In Europe, you don't have a lot of these problems because they have resources for those struggling with mental health.
We have more pubs in Europe too. So,
answer right there. We just need more opportunity to come together.
Yeah.
I like it.
Not that I'm advocating alcohol as the answer, but I'm just saying, maybe.
I'm just saying though, if you come to House of Oliver and sit with me for a moment, we might have an answer. That's what I like about a bottle of wine. People always ask me, I said, wine brings people together. Even if we disagree, Jesus, a lot in the Bible, sorry to get preachy on some of you, but he would sit down. You have all these stories. He's with Pharisees. Well, okay, I can't drink anymore. Pharisees, Sadducees, teachers of the law. He had tax collectors and fishermen and prostitutes and all of these. And they can come together and sit, and they'd say they'd eat and drink. They'd have communion. They'd sit down there and have a relationship. And it was where life happened.
Can you imagine that list of people that you just named off? You'd never get that group together today.
I could with a bottle of Silver Oak. I think I could do it. There are things we can accomplish with wine. Wine is the key
That
for the
sounds
kingdom.
like an interesting proposal.
It's a new theory.
Little
I'm
known
taking.
fact: at the Last Supper there was barbecue.
Oh, wait a second. How do we quantify this? I don't know.
If you zoom in on the picture,
Sacrilege.
you can kind of see a rack of ribs.
If you get in there,
If you get in there,
is it
yeah.
lamb?
Yeah.
Is it? Come on, let's be.
I mean, I've seen it. I don't know if it's true.
What's your favorite cut of meat to cook?
I love cooking brisket
Okay, tell me why.
because the time investment is a labor of love, and I just love brisket anyway. But our tri-tip's pretty damn close to our brisket. But when you invest 16 plus hours on something and then let it rest for 3 or 4 hours, I mean, it's basically shy of a full day. So
Yeah.
I mean, the excitement is you just want to get to it. So
Wow.
I just love doing it. My family loves it, and we got into this because we just wanted to make people happy.
What's the wildest cut of meat you've ever eaten? Oh, yeah. See him put him on the spot. T-bone barbecue.
Wildest cut of meat.
Like I'm talking like horse or goat or I don't know, bison, elk.
I mean, we've done a lot of boar.
Okay.
I have eaten elk.
What's your gamiest meat you've eaten that you like?
I like elk.
Do you?
Not really gamey, but I like pheasant too. If it's done right.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. But I used to go boar hunting. Up until a few years ago when I got too busy.
Where do you go boar hunting at?
We used to go up past Tehachapi. So you're looking for like large acorn trees. They bed down under the acorn trees.
This is a thing?
Yeah.
Can you use that same boar to go find us like some truffles?
Probably, but not after it's been shot and wounded. You probably want to make that deal with it before.
What's your least favorite cut of meat?
Chicken.
Oh, but you do chicken.
I do chicken.
You can have chicken.
It just comes from years of going to events, and that's always like
Chicken.
That's always the go-to thing. Oh, we'll do chicken. I can't tell you how many times I go to a catered event and it's like, oh, it's chicken.
I'll tell you,
because
God's
it's
honest
simple
truth,
and
though.
it's cheap, and I'm not knocking it, but it's like
No, I hear you. But we did an event at Oliver's in Lincoln the other day. And I had ordered, because I, like you, just got to put my order in. So I ordered the beef because I wanted the beef. My wife ordered the chicken. And I was like, why'd you order the chicken? And she gets her chicken, and it was so stinking good. I wish I had the chicken. It's one of the few. Yeah, it was like a mushroom cream sauce on top.
Okay, no, that's different.
And had like a risotto underneath it. Oh my gosh!
Is this on the menu?
No.
Oh,
no. Special event. So host your special events, but T-Bone's doing special events, so you can do homes, parties, corporate, personal, private.
and when we show up, we bring it all.
Okay, so how about a server? Can I hire a server through you?
So we do bartending too. We have that. We're insured
Shake
for that.
and bake?
Yeah. So we show up with the servers. We show up with the tables, the linens. We do a carving station for our meats, which is a lot of showmanship. So
Yeah.
So I do that. We do the whole thing.
Okay, and then fine. We're going big now. We're going big. What's your favorite cut of steak? Like steak cut? What do you?
I'm a ribeye guy.
I am tender and soft in the middle, so I like a nice fillet.
So you're more of a fillet.
I love a fillet. I want a fillet. I remember
My
years
wife's
ago.
favorite is a fillet.
I love it.
It's a point of contention in the house because we can't go buy a pack of steaks because she's not a ribeye person. She's a fillet person.
Yep.
My daughters, they're cross between ribeyes and T-bones. So we end up having to
T-bone
buy. I buy
barbecue.
4 different steaks that I end up doing.
I love it. That's good. Welcome to the family. Cost you $1 million. I like the fillet though, where it's like so tender, and I'll take my fillet sometimes and stuff them with blue cheese. I love me some blue cheese. My wife though, she doesn't like fatty meat, so like I love prime rib, and I love fat on my meat.
Yeah, I actually
And
didn't
fat's
mention that. I
flavor.
actually like prime rib too.
Love prime rib, and so we slow smoke our prime rib at both locations, but. My wife doesn't. She's not a big prime rib eater.
Mine's not either. She doesn't like the fact that it looks too rare. But I says if you cook it too much, you might as well throw it out.
Yeah.
If the prime rib looks as dark as the top of these ribs, you've ruined the meat.
That's right.
So it's not for everybody.
But I like when I'm getting a steak or something, I like it medium rare. I am a medium rare guy.
Medium rare, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My wife likes it medium, so I hate her a little bit in my heart because of this. But we don't talk about
You
it.
see it going down the scale. It's like
But but yes, I think a prime rib should come out medium rare.
Yep, I agree.
Now, every once in a while, we get somebody who comes in and orders a steak blue. Oh, I struggle with that too. So blue is basically rare,
Just take it out of the freezer and put on a plate.
they put a quick sear on both sides and serve that out blue, and it is not my favorite type.
I need to have a little bit. At least bring it up to a little bit of a temperature.
Yeah, I want to cook,
Yeah.
and I like the crust on the steak. I like a nice crust. In fact, there's a couple of restaurants we go to. They'll do a crust like a peppercorn crust or a blue cheese crust, but I get more at Oliver's or Antler Steakhouse out in Lincoln. We do a blue cheese butter, which is just heaven.
So we sear ours first. So all of ours, we don't use propane or pellets. All of ours is hardwood. So before our prime rib and our steaks and our tri-tips go on, we put it right over the firebox. And
Nice.
we have a rotisserie, so it'll just char the outside of that, and then we throw it on the smoker and let it slow
And
cook.
just let it slow cook after that.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I too like that crumble. I mean, you can kind of see it on here too. I mean,
Oh,
love
I
that.
saw it when you were cutting it. I went, yes. I don't know if you guys can see this, but look at this. This has just got an amazing flavor crust on that, and it was just, so good. I love it. But you said Maui, and I was like, oh, I haven't been to Maui. COVID. We can't wait to go back.
In our charcuterie trays, our charcuterie boards that we do, we actually do sliced meat. So when people do salami,
Yep.
they'll do pepperoni.
Yep, we do.
Yeah, we do sliced steak
Do
and
you
tri-tip.
really?
We'll cube it and we'll throw 6-7 ounces on there, as part of
Nice.
the board.
So they can order a charcuterie board through you online.
It's one of our most popular. Our charcuterie boards are huge. Like our charcuterie boards, when we do them, we have 6-foot tables they encompass.
Wow.
Yeah, we put the tablecloth on there, and then we have custom wood boards, and it goes end to end.
So where do they go to order this? Because we've teased them long enough.
TBonesBarbecue.com.
T-Bones Barbecue.
Menus at the top. Contact us. It's right next to it, and then all of the selection choices. It runs you through.
So not only do you get great barbecue, but you kind of get like a celebrity. Because Tracy, as somebody representing our city, fighting for the people, which you did. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, I enjoyed the fact that you were there constantly. What can you do? What do you need?
have been through a lot of stuff over the last year.
This
behind
year.
the scenes. I mean, as an elected, I drove home from a few of the things that happened at your restaurant and thinking, that's probably not in the day-to-day job description of what I should be doing, But you know what? It was being there more for a friend and for a business owner.
Well, and that's what I love about our community in Placer County. So many that are running in right now in positions, they're friends. So many people that are involved are friends. I don't feel like, they're not like professional politicians looking for that hand up or looking for something. No, we're friends first of anything. And I really feel like that. I feel like I am honored to live in this area, which is why it's so tough when people are like, we're moving. You can't find this everywhere. And that's why it's worth fighting for. Something's got to be worth fighting for.
And that's why we wwin awards, year over year here in Roseville. Our quality of life is second to none.
Yeah.
And that doesn't come, just by happenstance. We've got a great city staff.
Yep.
I mean, people forget that we're an all-inclusive city. We don't vend out for our garbage. We don't vend out for our water. We don't vend out for our electric.
Yeah.
Those are all city employees.
I wish at times I live in Rockland, but I have like
paying too much
across
for
the street.
electricity.
Oh my gosh, my electricity. I can't, and literally I have friends across the street from me that are Roseville, and they're paying half as much. They got bigger houses. They're paying half as much as I pay. It's absolutely frustrating.
Well, they see you're pouring this good wine. You can afford, to pay more for electricity.
So one of the things, Roseville, we're growing, we're developing. It's really exciting. What are things that people can look forward to in Roseville in the coming years?
So we've got some great stuff coming up. We just, the last 2 council meetings ago, we just named 10 new parks. We're bringing,
Wow.
we're bringing on.
How do you even name them? I want to name one like that.
Well, we have a park naming committee, and you can go
I'm
online.
missing this. I need to be on the park naming committee.
Oliver Park.
And just so you know, in Roseville, you have a park called Harry Crab Park.
Oh yeah, the former mayor.
Well, now it's a park.
Now it's a park.
I think I should have been on the committee before we named that.
You've got to get your kids there. They've got this huge crab water feature. It is phenomenal. Your little one will get a kick out of it. I could see your little boy running through there.
Harry Crab Park.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say.
Yeah. Well, we have Harry Crab Tunnel. Sunrise too.
No.
But Harry's a great guy, well engaged in the community, former mayor, and you know, if
now he's got
deserving a park. It was him.
Okay, a place where he can play.
Yeah.
Because he's
well, you know what, and people don't know this, but that actually is one of the few parks that has sand volleyball court.
It does have sand volleyball court.
Yes,
it does, and
a
big
I'm
crab.
there almost weekly because my daughter, who plays volleyball, she drags me out there because that's
nice.
Yeah, it's
so
time.
and it's got a large crab water feature.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. All right, we're getting more and more water features. We've got that coming online. We've got we're seeing some of the large retail spaces that were affected by the pandemic start to get filled. We've got a new car dealership going in where the old Fry's went.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. We're seeing other businesses expand. We're seeing, the Bennett's a group. They're expanding.
Doing very well.
Footprint. Some other restaurants are. We've got Lola's opening up right here in the same building.
Yeah,
they
super
came in.
exciting.
They have a El Dorado Hills presence. Now they're coming to Roseville. Super happy.
Nice.
University of Beer just opened up not too long ago. We've got a couple new businesses opening up on the west side, which is really encouraging to see.
So the goal of all of this is visit those businesses.
Well,
because
if you see the theme here, unlike other communities, they're focusing on mundane stuff. We're focusing on business because business drives quality of life. Business is a destination and attraction for our residents. They need places to go and things to do.
You've got business and family, which then go into safety and health, and you guys have been consistent, even during the pandemic. As I love the way that as a city council member you advocate for it, but also you put your money where your mouth is. You go out to the businesses, and right now I think the biggest thing people need to know, like where I want them to support you, because I'm a fan. I am a fan. One, good barbecue, which there's not enough of. Good barbecue, people going out serving their community is big. But also people who have advocated and fought for their community is big. And one of the things I love, whether it be Taro or Brian.
Oh, I forgot to mention. I'm sorry to cut you off. Good. Taro's almost open. He's moved.
Might be when we show this.
Yes. So if people don't know, he moved his restaurant over at the Fountains into the old McCormick and Schmick site. So he was supposed to open a couple weeks ago, and that got pushed. But he's close to opening now, and that's super exciting for us.
Beautiful
Taro's
space.
A great guy, beautiful space.
So Taro, you have Noshery. I mean, you have good people in the area to support, and they can't survive without your support. Whether or not it's
Randy
a
and Lisa
movie
just
theater.
did a Nosh Club. They got off the ground last year, and it's doing well. I mean, there are. No matter what your passion is, if you like a wine bar, if you like, whiskey and bourbon, I know you just opened up over there at House Oliver. You've got the bourbon room.
Our whiskey club.
You could go over to Nosh Club at Noshery, or if you don't, you're seeing, you just want to go to a restaurant. I mean, 105 Noshery is great. No matter what your cuisine taste is. Taste of India opened up a couple months ago.
Oh yeah, I
over
seen
in the
that. That looks amazing.
We are getting such a diverse palette of food. And we've always been kind of really, really heavy on food, but now we're starting to see the retail come in too.
Yeah.
I mean, I walked through the Galleria
last
month during the holiday.
Up. Yeah.
I mean, I think there's less than 5 or 6 pads that are open. That's nuts. In a time where you see Sunrise Mall has collapsed, I mean, malls around the country are collapsing.
Falling
brick
apart.
And mortar
This one is
no longer popular. We're thriving. I mean, we're in the top 5. I think at one point I heard as far as the Westfield properties nationally. I mean, our mall is huge.
And yet, it doesn't surprise me because people supported during the pandemic. They got out of their house. And what I've discovered is in the start of this new year, restaurants are struggling a little bit. Small businesses are struggling. Gyms are struggling. Salons are struggling because people, they're a little tired and fatigued of constantly running out and supporting. And what my petition to them is don't get tired. Get back out there, support T-Bone, support small businesses, support House of Oliver. Get out there and do it because this is how we make it. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is talking a lot about wineries. We're going to be going to different wineries because we have some of the best wineries in Northern California. I know people love going to Napa, love going to Sonoma, love going to Amador, but come on, 10, 15 minutes away in your backyard, and we have number 1 wineries. Reasons to get out.
Well, and I think too, people, they heard last year, it's like, we got through 2020 and then 2021 happened. And I'm like, okay, just a little farther. And I assure you, I guarantee you, we're going to get through it. We're going to be through it. The worst is behind us. And then you turn the calendar and it's like, really, another variant? And so a lot of people are like, you know what? They're willing to stick it out in the 2021. They're like, okay, I'll give you a couple months. I'm trying. But now I think at this point, people are really starting to say, I just got to get back out there.
Yeah, they're fed up. Let's go.
I got to associate with people. I got to see my neighbor that I haven't seen in a year.
And they have reason to get out. You've given them a reason, but you've also given them reason to hold that business event, that business party, go have a picnic somewhere, order T-bone, because this is what you're doing. You're not just supporting a good friend and a member of our city council. You're supporting local and supporting those who have supported us. And I can't tell you how much it's an honor to be able to try in some little way to give back in the way that you've given out.
A lot of people don't. I'll just plug it right here. I mean, we give 10% off law enforcement, military every day.
Yeah, plug it.
Ordering. We just it's my wife and I. We will make do, but it hurts us because we have employees.
Yeah.
That we really, really want to get back to work.
Yeah.
And these are good people. These are college kids.
Yeah.
And we have two people that are actually retired. And I'm sure they get pensions, and the college kids probably have mom and dad helping them some way or whatever. But at the end of the day, they're trying to be independent. They're trying to pay their bills.
It's big,
and it kills me, week over week, month over month, when it's like we just don't have the work for you, and then they go out and they try to find jobs places, and the job market right now is crazy. I don't have to tell you that.
Yep.
So we just want to get our employees back to work and get them what they deserve. We promise them, work. We promise them hours. They're good people. They're social people. They have smiles on their face.
Yep.
They bring it in every day, no matter what's going on in their life, no matter what hell they're going through. They bring it in with a smile. They're positive. They're confident, and they want to work. And it's like, what? Who doesn't want to reward that? When you got somebody, amongst other people who don't want to get off the couch and work at all for $20 an hour or more some places, and I've got people that want to come in and work, and I know they're dealing with stuff. It's like, God, you're the minority.
Yeah.
Across the country, no one wants to go to work anymore, and here you are begging me to come to work. It's like, I got to find a way.
Yep, you're doing it, and that's what we're here about. Is let's put these guys to work. And that's what we've talked about even at our Antler Steakhouse. One of the things we've done a $59 4-course prefix menu where we're doing different.
When you pitched that to me last month, I still can't believe we're doing it.
I know. It's craziest idea ever, but really it's about, listen, they're like, you're not going to make any money. And I said, do you think it's about making money? It's about getting my employees working. It's about getting my kitchen working. It's about getting my servers working. We can always raise prices, and trust me, we will. But right now it's about getting those doors open, showcasing, getting them back to work. And this is amazing. I can taste the love. And I think that's one of the things I absolutely appreciate and love about it is you go to some places and you don't feel like they're vested in it.
Just down the road.
Yeah. My guy who does our barbecue, he cares. Like,
I need to meet him.
He is extreme about our barbecue. You can taste the love. You taste the focus, the passion, going into each bite. I love that. Support them. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Whatever you're doing, take a moment. If you've watched this, got to the end of it, well done. You're a champion. Might as well scroll through and watch some other videos and check out other things that are going on. Support local, support the region. Thank you guys so much. Like it, subscribe to it, share it, tell somebody about it, shout it from the mountaintops. And until we drink together again, cheers.